Entertainment World Soldier here, and I am back to talk about Star Wars The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 8, and my thoughts on this fantastic episode. Yes, I loved this episode. I thought it was fantastic. And were there problems? Yes. I would say 70% of this episode was shit. But that other 40%, oh my god, it was amazing. We got what we have been, as Star Wars fans, we have been asking for this for a long time, ever since we watched The Last Jedi and had that piece of shit thrown on us, and the fact we've been dealing with Lucasfilm SJWs for all this time, trying to say Star Wars was fine, it's great, it's doing well, and it hasn't been. But I think today's episode, this one episode, it might have saved Star Wars, because it has for me, because I have been considering just giving up on Star Wars and just saying it's a dead franchise, it won't be coming back, and it's a shame. But this one episode, this one fucking scene just shows me, and it shows a lot of Star Wars fans, that why we loved Star Wars, why we love to watch these films, why we pay for the bloody merchandise, why we were nerds. And it was just one fucking scene. That's all it fucking took. That's all Disney had to fucking do. One good scene. Because the rest of this episode was shit. But it's one fucking scene, and I couldn't give a shit about the crap, the other bad parts of the episodes. Star Wars fans don't ask for fucking much. Are there some Star Wars fans that ask for much? Yes. But most of Star Wars fans, the ones that you need, Disney, especially right now, we're not asking for fucking you to bow down to us. We're not asking you to listen to everything we tell you. We're just asking you to respect us. And respect the characters that you bought. And in this episode, the one character they have fucked for years, they gave this person an excellent comeback, in my opinion. And I'm so fucking happy that we got this. I mean, I am just shocked at how good it was. But I'm going to get into the spoiler part of the episode now. So if you don't want to hear spoilers, leave now. So the episode starts off with an Imperial shuttle being chased down by Slave One and Boba Fett. The Boba Fett manages to fire a ion cannon at the shuttle, disabling it. The person on the Imperial ship is the scientist who's been the clone scientist who's been hunting down Baby Yoda for his blood, and two pilots. And one of the pilots seems to be pretty scared, but the other one seems very confident they're going to get out of this, which was kind of weird. But Boba Fett disables the shuttle. Boba then hooks up to the shuttle, and Mando and Cara Dune get onto the bridge, where one of the pilots pretty much begs to negotiate, but his friend shoots him in the back because this guy is he's gone insane. And you kind of find out why when he starts talking to Cara Dune. Now, I know some people are going to get annoyed that this Imperial soldier knows so much about Cara Dune, but I'm not that bothered about it. Yeah, okay, it's a bit stupid that he knows all this information about Cara Dune and there's no reason for it except he sees a tattoo tear on her cheek, and that could be a reason he knows that she's from Alderaan. But listen, I wasn't that bothered about it. But what I did like about this scene was you saw the hatred in that Imperial shuttle officer's eyes. You really saw it. And then when he says about Cara Dune's planet and how it deserved to be destroyed, and then he brings up how the galaxy cheered when the Death Stars were destroyed, and that was just like, it feels like he feels betrayed by the galaxy, because I think he was like an Imperial who joined the Empire to defend the galaxy and to stop terrorists and rebels, and that's what he is. I don't think he was a bad character. Yeah, he was saying a bunch of shit to Cara Dune, but he's angry. He's probably lost a lot of friends and family, and he just wants a bit of revenge on the Republic. And, well, he pretty much tried his best, but Cara Dune got so angry, just shot him in the face, and that was the end of that. But I thought it was a good scene to see there's real people in the Empire, and I really wish Lucasfilm would fucking show us that part of the war. How about fucking give us a story from the Imperial's point of view, instead of doing stupid shit like fucking Star Wars Battlefront 2 and making us an Imperial for only 3 missions, and then the rest of it we're just a fucking rebel soldier again. It's fucking stupid. So Boba Fett, Mando, and Cara Dune take the scientists with them. They head to a planet to meet up with Bo-Katan and the other Mandalorian woman that was with her. They're going to Cara Dune for help to rescue Baby Yoda from Moff Gideon, and when they get there, she's not really interested in helping Mando. And then when she sees Boba Fett, she kind of mentions that being a bounty hunter is the lowest thing you can be, which kind of annoys me, because if you know fucking Mandalorian culture, Mandalorians tend to go, if they're not on Mandalore, the majority of them go into bounty hunting. So when Bo-Katan said that, I thought that was completely stupid, because literally in your history, most of your people have been fucking bounty hunters. It's literally the best. They're the best at it. Like, if you're going to choose any sort of bounty hunter, you're going for a Mandalorian. So when she said that, it really did annoy me. And then Boba Fett tries to start insulting her. She brings up the fact that she's heard Boba Fett's voice multiple times. Mando then mentions his father. One of the Mandalorian woman then says, "You mean your donor?" And then them two end up having a fight each other. Bo-Katan splits them up and says, "Listen, if we fought this hard against the Imperials, we'd still be on Mandalore." And she agrees to help Mando, but for one thing, she gets to fight Moff Gideon on her own, and Mando agrees. So they head back to the Imperial shuttle, where Bo-Katan makes the plan to assault the Imperial cruiser. And we all know how this was going to go, because when I heard the plan, I was just like, yeah, they're obviously going to do it. Listen, I get it. It's a show. The bad guys are going to lose, but you knew when you were watching this that it was just going to be the Imperials were stupid. They get on the ship so easily, and it's not that hard, and it shouldn't be that way. It really shouldn't. The biggest problem with the Mandalorian series right now, for me, is the portrayal of the Stormtroopers, is the portrayal of the Empire. Having the Empire being completely stupid is not entertaining to watch. Anyway, so whilst they're making a plan, the scientist guy, who, by the way, how the fuck did they find him? It wasn't like they were looking for him. It made no sense. Like, why did they go after this clone guy, this scientist guy, when they already knew the location of Moff Gideon, and they already knew how to attack the ship? The science guy literally made no sense until you realise he was only put there to mention the Dark Troopers and to tell them how the Dark Troopers work, so that we get a mission for Mandalorian to do, a side mission to do on the ship. to pretty much guarantee they take control of the ship. Again, I thought it was stupid that the science guy is just helping them out, because isn't he an Imperial? And again, this could have been a scene where you showed not all Imperials were assholes. You could have said, listen, I was a part of the Empire, but the Empire lost its way. It's like they've had multiple chances to tell that side of the story of the Empire in Mando alone, but they've just not done it. So the science guy just helps them for a little bit, and then he disappears for the rest of the episode. So they head off in the Imperial shuttle and Enslave One to head to Moff Gideon's cruiser. As soon as they jump out of hyperspace, basically the plan is Boba Fett shoots at the shuttle, making it look like the shuttle is being hunted down, and that they need an emergency landing on Gideon's cruiser. And this has to be the worst part for me of this episode. Is Moff Gideon. From season 1, I thought Moff Gideon was going to be this really bad, really smart enemy for the Mando to have to deal with. He was not in this episode. He was stupid and in some cases useless. Because as you're watching this scene with the Imperial shuttle being chased, I was thinking in my mind, it's like, oh yeah, Moff Gideon is not going to fall for this. He's going to see it's a trap and just order the ship to fire on the Imperial shuttle, and Mando's going to pretty much have to take most of the shots. And maybe this could be why Boba Fett isn't in the rest of this episode. It's like he takes most of the shots, Slave One gets seriously damaged, but the Imperial shuttle does eventually end up on the shuttle. That's what should have happened. But no, Moff Gideon just says, send the ties out, and the Imperial officers tells the shuttle to wait for Imperial assistance and not to approach the cruiser. And by the way, the Imperial cruiser has a massive hangar bay now, does it? Because that hangar bay, the size of it, is most of the fucking ship. Okay? It was ridiculous. Why couldn't there just been a fucking TIE transporter with 4 TIEs just next to the Imperial cruiser? Because this Moff Gideon is a fucking Moff. He's not on a Star Destroyer. He's on a fucking cruiser. And he has barely any protection. Especially if he has this really important creature on his ship. I'm still completely confused with why he's on a cruiser and not a Star Destroyer. Why is he barely defended? It's just... it was stupid to me. But the Imperials fall for the shuttle trick. They send out 2 TIE fighters. The team crash on a Star Destroyer. And then Mando gets chased off by 2 Star Destroyers. But before he fucking warps away, he destroys both TIE fighters and gets away scot-free. Ugh. So we're on the Imperial transport. The dumb stormtroopers walk up to the platform. They get shot. Everybody in the hangar deck gets killed. They then go through the ship, pretty much cutting through the fucking stormtroopers again and again. You have got to stop doing this, Mandalorian. You are making the stormtroopers look useless. And I say this in all my videos when I mention the fucking stormtroopers. Moff Tarkin told them to let Luke, Leia and Han and Chewie get away. He wanted to find the rebel base. The stormtroopers were told not to kill them. Stop fucking thinking that means the stormtroopers are fucking stupid. They were ordered to not kill them. It was a part of the fucking story. The stormtroopers are supposed to be the most elite of the Imperial Order. It is fucking stupid. Just keep this going. Because it just brings up more questions like, how the fuck did the Empire last so long if their most elite soldiers are their dumbest soldiers? We then go to the next scene where Mando is trying to head to the Dark Trooper Bay to stop the Dark Troopers from getting out of their room and pretty much killing everybody on board. When he gets there, turns out the doors are almost open. He manages to close the door, but one of the Dark Troopers manages to walk through, and then Mando and the Dark Trooper have a big fight. We see a funny scene where the Dark Trooper grabs Mando and just continuously punches his face. And for me, another problem with the Mandalorian is the Beskar armor stuff. It's getting ridiculous now how bloody powerful that armor is. It can block lightsabers, it can block bloody lasers, it can block fucking a bloody Death Trooper punching your face continuously. I mean, come on. I get they're trying to make the Mandalorian this really powerful person, but you gotta find a weakness for the armor now, because it's too OP. It's too OP now. So Mando does all he can to stop the Dark Trooper. He fires his blaster at him. He uses his flamethrower on him, but he realizes nothing else is going to destroy it. So he uses his Songbird bullets. They come out and they destroy the Dark Trooper. Dark Trooper. He then manages to open the doors of the room, and then all the Dark Troopers get sucked out into space. And then that's the end of that scene. We then head to the bridge, where we all know what happens. The girls just kill everybody. Stormtroopers don't take cover, they get massacred, and then Bo-Katan takes control of the bridge, but realizes Moff Gideon is not on the bridge. We then head to the cell where Baby Yoda is being held. Mando deals the Stormtroopers pretty easily, but when he opens the door, Moff Gideon is over Baby Yoda with the Darksaber, and pretty much tells Mando, listen, I'm not really interested in having this fight with you. I've got what I needed from Baby Yoda. You take the child and leave, and then me and you, we're pretty much okay. And I thought this was smart of Moff Gideon, you know. He knows he's been beaten. He knows he's not going to beat Mando, so give him the child, make a deal with him, just get off the ship, and then we're all square. But as Mando's heading for Baby Yoda, about to pick him up, Gideon just grabs his fucking Darksaber, hits fucking Mando. They have this fucking okay fight, and, you know, it's just... yeah, he beats fucking Moff Gideon. We all saw that coming. I mean, for me, Moff Gideon is a very disappointing character for me. I wanted to see more. I wanted to see a fucking Thrawn character from Moff Gideon. I wanted to see a smart enemy for the Mando to deal with, because we are not getting smart bad guys in this show yet. Because all the bad guys are dumb guys. So it was just boring. And I'm just to say, the biggest disappointment in this episode for me is Moff Gideon. And I'm glad he didn't die in this episode. And I hope that they tried to improve the character, but I doubt it. So yes, very disappointed in that. So Moff Gideon and, well, Mando takes Moff Gideon up to the bridge with Baby Yoda. When Moff Gideon gets to the bridge, he starts telling Bo-Katan, yeah, Mando's got the Darksaber now, you're pretty much fucked. And Mando's just like, what do you mean? I'll just give her the Darksaber. But that's not how the Darksaber works. That's not how Mandalorian culture works either, Mando. Which you should know this. To take a weapon from a Mandalorian, you need to fight them. You can't just hand it over. If she doesn't win it in battle, then she can't call herself Mandalore. Because I think that's what they're trying to do with Bo-Katan. I think that's what she's going for, to become the new Mandalore of Mandalore. So Moff Gideon's pretty much enjoying himself, because he knows that Bo-Katan is going to have to kill Mando. to get the Darksaber. Mando doesn't really care anymore. He's just like, listen, I've got Baby Yoda, I've got the most important thing, just take the damn saber. But unfortunately, she just can't do that. Then we start to hear an alarm going, because it turns out the Dark Troopers come back and start boarding the ship again, and Moff Gideon is pretty much laughing his ass off because Mando could barely deal with one Dark Trooper. How can he deal with a platoon? So as the Dark Troopers are heading to the door, when they make it to the door, they start punching to the door to try to break it open. And then we get the fucking best scene in Disney Star Wars history. Not in Star Wars history, Disney Star Wars. We see an X-Wing come out of nowhere and land. And who the hell do you think it is? It's only fucking Luke Skywalker. He's fucking back. The real Luke Skywalker. Not the twat from Last Jedi. The real one. The one who has a lightsaber. The one who fucking kicks ass. The one who doesn't stay in a fucking hole. Tears the shit out of the fucking Death Troopers. And we get that great fucking scene with the elevator, which really did remind me of Rogue One with Darth Vader. Just from a Luke's perspective. I mean, it was amazing. I mean, I love this fucking scene because this is the Luke Skywalker we wanted. This is the Luke Skywalker people went to Last Jedi to see. We did not go to Last Jedi to fucking see a cunt on a fucking island. We wanted to see Luke Skywalker being a powerful Jedi. And he wasn't in that movie. And it pisses me off. This is all you needed to do, Disney. If you just got Luke Skywalker right, your company wouldn't be in the shit right now. But anyway, Luke Skywalker kills all the Dark Troopers. Mando opens the door. Luke comes in, and when he takes the hood off, I was kind of shocked that Cara Dune didn't know who it was. I mean, he's literally a hero of the rebellion, of the New Republic. How the hell would she not realise who that was? I mean, the guy who destroyed the Death Star, the guy who defeated the Emperor. I know it was Darth Vader, but I'm just saying from a soldier's perspective, the guy who defeated the Emperor, this powerful being who helped the rebellion to victory. How does she not know who that is? I would have loved to have seen a scene where she said, that's Luke Skywalker, but we didn't get that. But we did get another great scene here, which was a very emotional scene with Baby Yoda saying goodbye to the Mandalorian. And this is the one time I'm going to say the helmet rule made sense, because to make that scene more impactful, for him to take his helmet off to show Baby Yoda his face, that was an amazing scene. That was an amazing emotional scene. And then to top it all off, we fucking get R2-D2 coming back. What else do you want? Not fucking that stupid BB-8 ball thing. The real droid. Fucking R2-D2 comes in. And then Luke Skywalker and Baby Yoda head to the elevator with R2-D2. And you can see tears in Mando's eyes. And it was a glorious fucking end to this fantastic episode. And I honestly, it was an amazing scene. I loved it. And then you got the credit scene with Boba Fett heading to Jabba's palace, kills a bunch of them with the sniper woman, and then kills the new leader of Jabba's palace. I don't know his name. Shoots him and takes control of Jabba's palace. I'm not that bothered about the new book coming out. I mean, I could take it or leave it. And that's the end of the episode. The biggest issue for me now is Star Wars. Listen, this episode has made me fall back in love with Star Wars. I cannot wait for Mandalorian Season 3. I hope we get it soon. I hope we get great stuff like this to come in Star Wars now. But the big problem is the sequel trilogy still exists. Now, I know some people are going to think that there's been a retcon with Luke saying in the movie that Kylo was his first apprentice and now he has Baby Yoda as his first apprentice. That's not a big enough retcon for me. It needs to be the sequel trilogy needs to be cancelled. And I think Disney, if they just see that how much love people have for Luke in this episode, I think they may do that. And I think that's the only way Star Wars is ever going to survive going forward, is if they get rid of the sequel trilogy. Now, do I think they're going to do that? No, because Kathleen Kennedy is still in charge of Lucasfilm, and she is not going to let that happen. And unfortunately, we have to deal with that. But this episode is showing me that Disney are going the right way now. They're going to try to respect the characters that George Lucas gave them. And I hope we see more of this. Just don't make SJW stuff, Lucasfilm, Disney. Make entertaining stuff. Because as I said, most of this episode was shit. But there were good parts, and the best part was Luke Skywalker coming back. And that saved the episode. Do you know, if you had had Luke Skywalker being Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi, that movie wouldn't have been seen as a total fuck up. But you went the way you did, Disney. But other than that, I think their future is bright for Star Wars. And that's the end of my review. If you like this video, give it a like. If you dislike this video, give it a dislike. And if you like my content, do think about subscribing. Hail the Founder Menace, long live CG, and fuck SJWs. Bye.